Excellent. Okay, so today I want to talk about scripts. And I want to start with a little story. When I first started in real estate in 1998, August of 1998, I told myself that I was not going to be one of those salesy agents. Right? I was a natural, so I wanted to sound natural. I took everything in around me, including conversations my colleagues were having with their clients. I did as best I could to have meaningful business interactions with my clients, learning how to handle objections. I didn't study scripts because I didn't like them, and they didn't sound like me. I did listen to a different real estate coaching CDs in my car. Right, so they'd replay probably 10 times. But I didn't replay them on purpose. I was just in my car driving around like a zombie and not paying attention to the fact that I was listening to these tapes over and over, CDs over and over again. You follow that, right? And then one day a beautiful thing happened. It changed the trajectory of my business. I was in a client meeting. I don't remember the client. I don't remember the place, the topic, or anything. But what I do remember is they asked me a tough question. They asked me a tough question, and all of a sudden, these beautiful words, ones that I did not feel like were my own, simply flowed out of my mouth. I nailed the client's answer. I answered her question perfectly, and I realized what I said happened to be the right words that my client needed to hear at exactly the right time. And they were an exact recitation of what I'd heard on the CD. So, I had been practicing scripts without knowing it. And it made me sound like a pro. It converted a sketchy buyer into a very trusting client. Now, that experience completely changed my perspective on scripts. And I understood now what my mentors, what my colleagues were saying to me about them, and I started spending time on scripts and started focusing on them and internalizing them, and it helped catapult my business. Is my story interesting? Mm-hmm. It is? Yeah. It's not my story. It's Julie Nelson's story on Want to Sound Natural? Use a script. I used a script to try to sell you guys on using scripts. So I just read verbatim her story to convey a message to you guys that I think is important. So you don't need, script isn't a bad word. When you read a script, for the first time and you read exactly what it is, that is what it is. You're just reading it. It's a bunch of words. But a script is someone else's words, and then until you internalize it, until you own it, it becomes, what these scripts are is the language of very successful real estate pros, what their process is, and then how to make it yours. If you were in any different profession, you would have scripts, right? Any job, think about your last job. There was probably a dozen scripts in there that you had to work from, right? Does this ring a bell? Would you like fries with that? That's a script, right? Those repetitive phrases make things consistent, predictable, and professional. The same thing happens in real estate. The faster you learn, the better off you're going to be. Adapt and be authentic. All right? You have permission to take a script and add your own style, your own wording to it. In fact, the lack of your adaptation to your words and your style is a fault to you. You want to take it, practice it, make it you. Read a script multiple times over and over and over again, just as it's written. Then ask yourself, how would you say this to your friend? In acting, we always say the 5 W's, right? Who, what, when, where, why, and... 6 W's. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Put yourself in the place of it. If you sit in a diner or a coffee shop, now they have coffee shops, not diners, don't mean to date myself, and read scripts with a partner, Just being in that environment is going to make your BS meter go up because you don't want people to think you're talking fake. It's gonna help you. But you need to practice it. So how would you do it? How would you say it with your friend? Another great thing to do is there's a million scripts out there. Go on YouTube, Google scripts, look around, look at half a dozen YouTube videos, find somebody, some coach, some real estate guru that you identify with that seems like your style, and study their scripts. Right? I always say we're all different. You know, you can be a surfer, getting surfer clients at the beach and doing rock climbing, or you can be a lawyer in Century City and going to 8 a.m. 7 a.m. breakfast. We're all different people. Where do you fall in? Find that. Go on YouTube, check it out. And then the more you can be authentic, the better it's going to work for you. And you got to know it versus winging it. You got to put time into this. You started a new business. You're getting new clients right now. Getting people in your pipeline is a priority. So you're building rapport with these prospects. You're building these relationships. And then all of a sudden the tough question comes. Will you lower your commission? And then you totally stumble through your answer, right? You've built all this rapport, but you don't know how to handle these things. Your confidence takes a hit, and they stop returning your phone calls. Had you had prepared about why you don't lower your commission, your value proposition, why you're worth it, agents that drop their commission, if they're not afraid to, if they can't negotiate their own money, what are they going to do to your own money? They're going to throw it away as fast as they're throwing their money away. However you counter that, it's not an objection countering talk here, but you know what I'm saying. So stop winging it and have a plan for what you're going to say in these interactions. And by that I mean put the time in. I talk about 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, whatever you may do. Spend an hour or 2 hours a day going over scripts with a friend, practicing them. Julie Nelson on her blog, the woman whose article I'm basing this off of, on her blog it has what, and she has a bunch of different scripts on there. That's one place you could look. But again, Google it, there's a bunch of them. She says that she boils down that there are about 20 conversations that real estate professionals have with their clients. 20. They all center around the same things. But with different variations, right? It might be, why should they hire you? Why do you take the commission you do? Why being a FSBO won't get them a good deal? What price should they sell at? There's these basic things that come up. So if you are well versed and in tune on how the real pros handle these situations, the better off you're going to be. The more you build, the more you practice, the stronger you're going to be, the more it's going to flow naturally off your lips. She has these great little power questions that I like, and I think that they really would be important for you to learn right away. And I will hand these out after. The first one, are you anticipating any real estate needs this year? Is there anybody you know who may need my service? I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask this question every now and then. It's my job to know the real estate needs of my friends and of my friends' friends. So how can I help you? Learn to say that naturally. Hey, Joe, is this the only property you have to sell, or do you have others? All right. Who do you go to when you have a real estate question? I want to be your resource. Who do you go to? I should be your go-to person. Are you still working with the other agent that helped you with the property? Are you? Have you considered buying? Sometimes people have a hard time getting that out. But have you considered buying? Who do you call when you need a plumber, an electrician, a roofer, or any other professional related to your real estate?
Not the Ghostbuster.
Somebody's possessed. But who are you going to call? Not the Ghostbusters. But that's a great thing if you have a list of vendors, and again, as you know, you need to refer at least 2 or 3, minimum 2. I prefer 3 vendors, so that there's no problem there. Make a list. Be that resource.